This is located northeast of the North Sea in the Atlantic Ocean, surrounded by Britain, Norway, the Netherlands, Germany, Belgium, and France. One of the world's most historic seas, it hides countless treasures, mysteries, and dark stories within it. This very sea made Europe one of the wealthiest regions in the world. Today, we will see how the North Sea became Europe's lifeline and what factors will make it even more important in the coming days. It is said that whoever controls the sea controls the world. The North Sea, spread over 570,000 square kilometers, is the biggest example of this. For thousands of years, this sea has been the battleground of European power, where countless wars were fought. The first of these wars began in 43 AD when the Roman Empire attacked Britain via ships and took control of it, establishing the first ports. This initiated trade between Britain and Central Europe. For the first time, the European Empire realized that anyone who wants to rule Europe must control the North Sea. In the 8th century, after the collapse of the Roman Empire, control of the North Sea passed to the Vikings from the Scandinavian countries. These people would attack and loot northern and central European countries using small boats. Their small ships allowed them to penetrate European rivers and reach Central Europe. All of Europe was troubled by them, and in response to this looting, a group of merchants from Germany formed an organization called the Hanseatic League. The League's goal was to protect their trade routes in the North Sea and coastal European cities from looting. This idea gradually became popular, and other European businessmen joined the organization. They started building large naval ships and trade posts to defend against Viking attacks. By the 15th century, the influence of the Hanseatic League was so widespread that they controlled the North Sea from Estonia in the north to the UK and France in the south. The North Sea had become safe for trade, excellent ports were built, and Europe's navy was unmatched in the world. This was the time when Europeans thought to use their navy to discover new resources and continents. European countries sent explorers to other parts of the world's seas from here, which led to the discovery of America, Africa, India, East Asia, and Australia. Later, it was through this sea and navy that the British Empire ruled the world. During the World Wars, the North Sea came into the spotlight again when Britain blocked it to cut off Germany's supply lines, changing the outcome of both world wars. Due to the North Sea, Germany could not attack and occupy Britain in World War II, even though Hitler was practically unstoppable at that time. After World War II, all military weapons were dumped in the North Sea. According to many researchers, approximately 1.5 million tons of ammunition are still lying beneath the sea today, which has been there for the last 70 years. But the North Sea does not only hide ammunition. It also holds treasures that shape trade, communication, and economic development. Before World War II, the North Sea was an important military strategic component, but after the war, the European countries that once fought each other united under NATO. Each country sharing a coastline with the North Sea was given an exclusive economic zone, granting them rights over resources and trade activity within that zone. With the era of industrialization, industries were being established, consumerism was rising, and so was the demand for automobiles. All this activity was powered by a single energy source, oil. At that time, only a small amount of oil was being produced in the UK and parts of Germany, but it wasn't enough to sustain this growing economic activity. Hence, all of Western Europe was heavily dependent on the Middle East for its energy needs. But then something happened that changed the entire situation. In 1959, a large reserve of natural gas was discovered near the Netherlands. Following this discovery, North European countries, especially the UK and Norway, aggressively searched for oil and gas in the North Sea. As these two countries had the largest economic zones in the region, a massive exploration campaign was launched, extensive drilling was conducted, but by 2000, nothing significant was found. Everyone was disappointed, but then in 1969, a company called Phillips Petroleum decided to give it one last try and started drilling near Norway's exclusive economic zone, where the UK, Netherlands, Germany, and Denmark zones meet. Luckily, they discovered a massive oil reserve, transforming Norway's fortunes. Previously a poor country that exported fish and wood, Norway became one of the world's largest oil producers. Soon after, the UK also discovered oil and gas reserves in the region, meeting 30% of its oil requirements from this North Sea field and needing to import only 10% of its oil. Due to these oil reserves, the UK is less dependent on external countries for its energy needs, unlike Germany and other European countries, which have faced energy crises following the Russia-Ukraine war. In summary, the North Sea is the backbone of the European economy. However, extracting resources from the North Sea is not easy due to the frequent storms that often cause hazardous conditions at sea. In the last 60 years, many accidents have occurred, claiming the lives of about 1,000 people. The waves in the North Sea become dangerously high, making it difficult for ships to pass. Moreover, oil and gas reserves in the North Sea are depleting, and in a few years, the dynamics of the North Sea may change completely. Regardless of what the future holds, one thing is clear. The North Sea has played a significant role in shaping today's world map. It is said that the Mediterranean Sea defined the classical world map, the Atlantic Ocean shaped the modern world map, and now the Pacific Ocean will redefine the future world map as three major powers, China, Russia, and America, are rapidly increasing their control over the Pacific. This sea is the future of our world, which is why global superpowers are racing to gain control over it. We've made 2 videos on this topic, which will give you more clarity that naval dominance will be the key to progress in the future. The country with a strong navy and control over the seas will have more influence and status in the world.